Hey Stampers, this is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sherwood Park, Alberta, Canada, and I'm excited to be here today to share with you my December daily album, or how I plan on documenting my month of December as we lead up to Christmas. So I chose to do a traveler's notebook again this year. I did one last year as well, and I will link to that video in the description below so you can see a flip through of how it came together. And I actually made my traveler's notebook using a current Stampin' Up! Product, well, current as of December 2018 anyways, and a little bit of other product as well. I like to mix and match. So I chose to use the Festive Farmhouse DSP, and then I picked a whole bunch of stuff that kind of coordinated with that. And I will have some kits available at the end, so be sure to stick around and take a look at that, but there's only 3 kits available, so it'll be a first come first serve kind of thing. Okay, so here's the cover. I did the cover from a piece of kind of thicker craft cardstock, and then added some DSP, some cherry cobbler twine with a couple bells on the end, and then I used a bit of fabric here, and then used one of Kelly Creates stamps, some burlap, just lots and lots of texture. And then I kept it simple. I prefer not to decorate my pages in advance. I prefer to decorate as I do each page, because that way I know how many pictures I want to include. It just gives me a little bit more freedom. And I also don't put the numbers on either, because I feel like if the numbers are on, it commits me to documenting every day, and I don't want to have that pressure. I don't necessarily have something to document every day, and I'm okay with that. All right, so you can see that there's DSP. I've added some grid paper. It's just a little bit of a thicker grid paper, and I use all different sizes in here. And the more that you add, the chunkier it gets and the better it is, in my opinion. This is a little bag. You'll see the pocket on the other side, but I added a piece of DSP on top and then created a little pocket, which it seems to be stuck in there, so I'll fix that. And then more DSP, so everything kind of coordinates. This is a piece of mixed media paper, so I can do some different techniques in there if I want. I added like a little fabric fringe here. Here I just added a strip of washi tape. This is the other part of my mixed media paper. And then here I have a pocket with a tag in it. And here's the back of my bag. So I've got a couple little tags in there that I can add photos or journaling. So it's pretty simple, but I just wanted to get the book together so that I could start my documenting. Okay, so then what I do is I keep any scraps that are left over from cutting my kit. So these are all the scraps that I had left over from the full 12 by 12 sheets, or from scraps that I had that I wanted to include. So these are the papers that I'll pull if I want to add more texture or layers or dimension. Some of them are great for journaling, like this one would be great for journaling. This one would be good for journaling. There's some lighter patterned ones here too. I think I've got them still. This one, because it's got lines on it. The grid is good for journaling. These are some mixed media strips, and then some of the leftover craft paper. This one would be good for journaling. So you can see that I've got lots of extra pieces if the paper that's in there isn't necessarily the best for journaling on. So I keep all those together, and then I have this little kit. So I pulled out some washi tape. This is all retired washi tape. I've got some vanilla and cherry cobbler twine, some other little scraps here. I've got some of the chicken wire that we had in the catalog, an extra strip of, or scrap of the fabric. So I could fold that over and stitch it on one of the pages for a little pull tab, or I can just stick it as a little accent on the page. I've got some of these that I had left. Remember these from last year, for those of you who are familiar. And then I've gone ahead and I've cut out all my numbers so that I have them available as well. So I can just pick this stuff up and go and do this anywhere. I also have, this is kind of funny, I had a Christmas party on the weekend, and this was on the back of one of the cards, and I absolutely loved it because it's got the little red trucks with the Christmas trees on it. So I carefully peeled it off the envelope, and I'm going to include that somewhere as well, so I'm just leaving it there. So, and then there's a bunch of little embellishments in the bottom as well. So I've got some in here somewhere. I've got some little tags from past paper pumpkin kits. I've got some enamel circles, and then scraps of ribbon, and just an assortment of things that kind of all coordinated. So I've got that all ready to go just to make it quick and easy. So since I had lots of supplies left, I decided to do up 3 kits where I've done the album, the base of the album, and then you guys decorate and do your documenting. So I kept it very simple, and each one is just slightly different, but they all use the same supplies. So I'll do a quick flip through of this one. So as you can see, it's almost the same as mine. So there's a pocket with a tag in it. And then lots of space for documenting. You've got the fabric ruffle. And you've got a piece of shimmer paper in here, and then some mixed media paper, and a pocket. So that's the basics of the album. I left the cover blank because I figured you have lots of leftover pieces. So these are all the leftover pieces. So you can see lots of different patterns to choose from. You've got a big tag in here. You've got the scraps of mixed media paper. And then as far as embellishments go, you will get all of these. So let me just make sure it's in the... Okay, so you'll get all of these embellishments. So you'll get one of the reindeer clips, you'll get a full sheet of the wood elements, 4 little clips, some tags, this snowflake, a couple little wood trees, some gold stars, a little scrap of fabric, a snowflake, a couple little bells, and some enamel shapes, as well as 4 different trims. So you'll get 36 inches of each of these. So this is the burlap, striped burlap. This is the braided trim, and then cherry and vanilla twine. So if you're interested in that, just send me a message or comment below. Like I said, I only have 3, so they likely won't last long, and the cost is $35 Canadian. Okay, so if you're interested, send me a message. I can send you a PayPal invoice, or we can do an e-transfer. All right, thanks so much for watching.